You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
Why do you torment that thing so?
It's what I do.
Remember, Igor, do unto others
Before they do unto me.
It all sounds like some bad movie.
Where do you begin with this?
That's the crazy thing. I mean, we could shit on Stephen Sommers instead of even really talking about the movie.
Well, we can.
If we really wanted to. I mean, we're going to shit on him. Don't get me wrong. We're going to do that.
Yeah.
But I think it all starts and ends with Stephen Sommers. He's the director. He's the creative mind behind the film. He's the one that looks at the script and says, "This is good. Let's do this." He did write it, right?
Yeah. He is the screenwriter on this.
So it just he one of the best quotes I've ever read about Stephen Sommers is it was said that he's like an adolescent that has found masturbation for the first time. Mm-hmm. In comparison to what he does with CGI, going over the top with CGI and just pushing out just crap as far as his movies goes. I think as far as movies that he's made where it starts and ends with him is got to be Deep Rising.
No, The Mummy too. I like The Mummy.
The first Mummy?
First one. Deep Rising was a nice shock, surprise. Came out of nowhere, watched it, was better than I expected it to be.
I will say the original Mummy, but revisiting The Mummy, and I think I mentioned this in an episode way back.
Yeah.
I still like the film The Mummy. I just don't like it as much as I did when I first saw it, because I see too much Stephen Sommers shit in that movie.
I think everything he did in The Mummy worked, and it worked well, and it worked because it was like the first time. It was the first time, so everything worked. And then after that, instead of trying to make a good film, which is what he was doing with The Mummy, it became trying to do something better or something different, or building on top of it.
Yeah.
Bigger and better.
Sure.
Bigger and better.
No,
Even The Mummy Returns, that's the second one, right? Even The Mummy Returns wasn't that, it was bad, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, the third one was that bad, but he had nothing to do with it. I think he was a producer or some shit like that.
Yeah.
He didn't direct it or anything. He was even too smart to do that.
He had an uncredited screenplay involvement with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did. He worked on the screenplay, but he didn't take a screenplay credit.
He threw him a bone. Yeah, here's what I've been working on. Do whatever you want with it.
Well, I like to think of it that when he did Van Helsing, he was killing time while trying to figure out how to fuck up the Mummy franchise even more.
Yeah.
And so he take a shot at doing Van Helsing, which to me is a remake of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
It definitely feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I liked League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and I will defend League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah, well, who was the director on that? Steve Norrington?
The guy who got blacklisted.
He got blacklisted.
Yeah, and I will defend that movie, especially against dickhead Alan Moore.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was a fun film. I expected to hate it. Oh, believe me. Believe me, I expected to hate that one.
Captain Nemo. I enjoyed Captain Nemo in that.
Everything in that film was really good to an extent.
Even Sean Connery, playing Sean Connery, you kind of forgive it for that, but it's Sean Connery.
You know why I forgive it?
But if you look at the graphic novel, that's Sean Connery. So you forgive it.
I mean, I especially forgave Sean Connery, who I rarely forgive for being Sean Connery.
Right.
Because finally it made a bit more sense, because now it was like, yeah, I'm old, I'm washed up, I'm not as good as I used to. I was like, yeah, it's you. You're playing yourself. I like this. I want to see him becoming decrepit.
Although they didn't show him as a strung out heroin addict, which, I mean, there's only so much you can do, but it would have been cool to see that.
Just one. I'm wearing this in my headphones upside down to so I can wear my Van Helsing hat. So
I see that.
A little uncomfortable.
Okay.
No, that was one of the many reasons I expected to hate the movie.
Right.
Now, Van Helsing, I don't know if I expected to hate it, but I definitely didn't expect to hate it as much as I did. Now, can we start with the first thing I hate about the film is the opening sequence?
Oh, where it's black and white. It's supposed to,
Ooh.
it's Universal Monster. It's Frankenstein, which they get wrong every step of the way. From the Wolfman to Dracula to Frankenstein, they just screw it up.
Here's the mistake they made.
Yeah.
If you look at Sommers' interviews, by the way, just like Cameron and those guys, fucking lies.
Of course.
I found an interview, and I don't have a copy of it in front of me. I found an interview where he's talking about how this Van Helsing is a different name and Dracula is a different name, so they're kind of like. They're like different characters, kinda. And in the interview, he's like, "Oh, well, we did that because we thought, the audiences would want to associate with somebody new." And we did, and like this line of bullshit, which I understand. He can't come out and just say
it's Dracula.
We wanted to own copyright.
Right.
Yeah.
Even though the movie is made by Universal, so.
Well, I mean, like this, So, but they wanted to own separate copyright. They didn't want to own. They didn't want to use the same copyright as that.
Sure. So
they changed the name. So just say that. Don't come. Oh well, it's like Tarantino with *Inglourious Bastards*. Well, it was a flourish. It was a flourish, and then you can't explain art. Yeah, you did it so you could get advertising because you can't put bastard in the newspaper. Fuck you. Why do you have to lie? Why are you lying to us?
Well, it's the same thing with Kill Bill. The whole scene at the end that's black and white. Oh, we did that because it's artistic and we intended to do that. Yet the Japanese release is in complete color. Yeah, and you can tell that it was filmed in color. It wasn't filmed in black and white on purpose. That was something done later to avoid an NC-17 or an X rating.
I got an argument.
That's all it was.
I worked at a lighting company for film and television. I got an argument with one of the lighting people.
Oh, you're kidding me.
This what?
I just said you're kidding me.
No.
They actually fought you on that?
Tattooed, dreadlocked asshole wannabe artist punk guy who, if you're listening, fuck you. We got in this huge argument because he's like, no, they did it on purpose. It's like, dude, you do lighting. I'm watching this. This was not lit for black and white.
Right.
You light black and white differently than color. This was changed in post-process. No, that was art. No, you really got to be kidding me. One of the many times in this company where I argued with my coworkers and was right.
Yeah.
Again, if you're listening. But yeah, black and white, because the whole thing's supposed to be an homage,
right,
to the Universal monsters, which is why Mr. Hyde's in there, because that's not Universal.
No.
If you're doing an homage, stick to the source. Don't go fucking apeshit insane modernizing it. That's not an homage. That's just remaking. So Sommers is caught in this whole thing where he's like, "I'm doing an homage, but we're gonna rip off aliens and have pods of giant little
almost Matrix like pods."
Oh yeah, that one when the green.
Yeah.
What is that? Forget that. They ripped off Johnny fucking Mnemonic.
Yeah, I saw that post.
I don't remember anything.
What?
I'm waiting for
400 years old. What?
I'm waiting for him to complain that he wants room service. It's like, but really? But
and the what's on the screen now is the whole Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde scene, who eerily sounds a lot like fucking Shrek.
Mm-hmm.
Both of these films, even look. You're right. Looks like both of these films came out the same year. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's a coincidence or not. I know Shrek came out first.
Well, it's the same technology.
Well, it's Hyde is Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. It's total CGI. So
I'm saying the same animated technology of that time period, so they used it so it looks similar.
Yeah. Although this film cost, well, what do you think this film cost?
What do I think it cost? Too much.
I was going for a real number, but okay.
$100 million.
$160 million.
Fuck me.
That's what this film cost. It made $50 million its opening weekend.
If you told me they spent $60 million on this, I would. There's a scene near the end.
Yeah.
Where Igor is it Igor or Igor?
It's Igor.
Igor, you know what? Because
I thought you wanted to talk this way. No, I don't want to talk this way.
Young Frankenstein has fucked me up for life because I still can't get it straight which one is which. Igor, thank you.
It's Igor.
Igor, when Van Helsing gets Igor and thrusts him, and again, he's the best part of the whole film. They have the part where he walks in and goes, I gotta do this, Igor do this, Igor do that. It's like, why can't this whole film just be him? Just, I mean,
Igor get you before you get me.
which is practically stolen from Son of Frankenstein, by the way.
Yeah, you're right.
Igor and Son of Frankenstein. He's on trial, and he's what's so funny because he told him that all the people that condemned him to death, they hung him, but it didn't take. So his neck's all twisted. Like the half of them are dead now, so there's only like 5 of them left. Retrying him or talking to him again. He starts chuckling. So what's so funny? They die dead. I die, live. He's so doing Igor from Son of Frankenstein in the film. It's amazingly funny. For the 5 minutes he's in there.
Right.
But in that scene when he takes...
the best stuff that I had was 3.5 minutes long.
It's practically it. So when he throws him up against the rock, if you freeze frame it just right, you can see that he underneath him is like some stapled or paper clipped papers. Somebody left their script on the set. Nobody noticed it. It made it in the dailies, and they're like, fuck it, leave it in.
Really? I missed that.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta look close, but it's there. They didn't even care. They were just like, just crank this shit out. Just crank it out. There's no consideration.
And not for anything, but $160 million, they probably could have just fucking spent a couple million to CGI it out.
Like a magic marker on like the actual print. Just... Never would have noticed. All right, so the opening scene. Well, we have black and white, right? How many cliches can we cram in there? We got black and white.
Yep.
We got
monsters.
Mob of Angry Villagers.
Yep.
Which is so cliche that I guarantee you half of the viewing audience from that time period never saw a film with angry mobs in it. Most of this audience never even saw Universal monster films.
Probably not. Yeah, PG-13. Yep.
Yeah. And this was in 2004. These kids never saw fucking Frankenstein and Dracula.
And the sad part is a lot of these so-called kids enjoy this movie. You get a lot of people that praise this movie.
Because they never saw Dracula and Frankenstein and the originals, which were low budget and they were funny. They had humor mixed in there too, but they ran with it.
Right. And
they didn't have you've got the Frankenstein and Dracula. And you have the close-up on the bottle of absinthe. We really need to foreshadow that. Did you catch that?
Sure. Oh, yeah.
I don't know, why are we focusing on absinthe? So later on, when they go into the ruins and he finds a bottle of absinthe and they just start drinking it. Because when I find a bottle of alcohol in a ruin, I just start drinking it.
No.
And also, and as I said before, any filmmaker who writes into their script 2 characters sipping absinthe like it's schnapps should be forced to fucking drink a bottle of it. We've drank. We have partaken in absinthe, right?
Oh yeah. My New Year, my housewarming party, a guest brought absinthe, and everybody, it tastes like licorice. It's terrible.
Nasty. That's after you
black licorice. I hate black licorice.
And that's after you filter it through the sugar. That's not just like straight out of the bottle.
Yeah, the bottle, it came with a special strainer that you're supposed to put a cube of sugar and then pour the absinthe over the sugar, and it's supposed to go in there, and then you drink it just like that, and it's still terrible.
Nasty. You're not. Ooh, that's careful. That's harsh. It's like, what? And then you've got Dracula walking on walls, walking on ceilings.
Yep.
All right. What was his name? Richard Roxburgh?
Yes.
Play Dracula?
Correct.
I know he's not...
has a hairstylist.
I'm feeling for him because I'm thinking to myself, I know he's not playing it straight per se.
Right.
But he's got to know he's made a bad decision. He's already been in Mission Impossible 2, which... I rewatched recently, was not a good film.
No, it's terrible.
No, I liked it back then. It's a horrible movie.
I think up until recently, not that you fought over it with me. It. You defended it.
And
I'm just like, I've made a horrible mistake.
know what? My mind was back in John Woo time, where it was, John Woo's coming to America, and it's so beautifully shot, and you watch it now.
Although, what was that, like his 4th film in already? Hard Target. Face Off.
Face Off was after, wasn't it? Face Off was
No. It was Hard Target, Broken Arrow.
Yes.
Face Off.
No, Face Off was after Mission Impossible.
Was it after Mission Impossible?
Almost positive, because Face Off was like his last.
So,
Face Off is the last time they gave John Woo a lot of money.
Fine. So so this was like his 3rd film then.
Right. Oh yeah.
Realistically, but still, he was established here already. Made 2 very good movies, and then does Mission Impossible.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. When you say very good movies,
good movies. They were enjoyable. They're fun.
Fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, John.
We could probably review them on this show.
John Travolta, Broken Arrow. There you go. We come full circle. Hey, Pigeon.
You're crazy. Yeah, ain't it cool? What?
Oh, we got sidetracked. Oh, Roxburgh. So he's doing the Dracula accent.
Okay.
And he's got to know.
Let's talk a little bit about accents for a minute.
Oh God, yes.
I love you. Why does every fucking time they have an Italian person or someone that's supposed to represent Rome talk like he's from fucking Sopranos or, you know?
Pepperoni on that? You want extra cheese?
First, you take a tomato, and then you put a little olive oil on the tomato, and you put a little mozzarella on the tomato, and then you put it on a piece of the bread, and you maybe put a little broccoli rabe on the sandwiches too, and then you eat it. It's a beautiful. Fuck you, all of you. Holy shit! It's just, I love you. It just, come on, every time, every goddamn time.
Now, the Romanians got it much worse in this film.
Oh yeah, they did. They absolutely.
He's doing the Dracula voice, and it's like, he's got to know he's digging a hole. He's got to know no matter what he does, this is going to be mocked.
Right.
From here, I mean, and these are all good actors.
Oh yeah.
They're all good, and they're just making he made a couple of bad choices. I mean, in Mission Impossible 2, he did Van Helsing, which was right on the heels of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which I liked. It was still a bad choice.
Yeah.
You know, he did bad choices.
Okay, so Rome tells him they need him in Romania
we're still in the opening sequence with the wall.
Well,
yeah, you're right. Fast forward.
Well, let's.
Right. Let's move on. We can't spend the whole hour and a half talking about the opening 5 minutes. I could 8 minutes. Can I point out the top-hatted Rob Zombie guy leading the mob?
Oh, yeah.
Who turns out to be the creepy mortician, because that's original.
Right. Yeah.
And his accent changes.
Oh, does it?
Beginning, he's British. In the middle of the film, he's suddenly Romanian.
Well, you know what that is? That's just essentially them filming different parts of the movie at different times. They don't film... Very few times they'll film a movie from beginning to end. So they'll film some of it... Right. They'll film some of his scenes one day. They'll film some of his scenes another day. And you know what? And again, they said, fuck it. They probably knew it was there, and they said, fuck it.
There is a 1 year gap between the opening and the rest of the film, so maybe in that time he lost the accent. He might have been new to the town.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
You know, you live in a town for a while. The accent, you know, you move to Italy, and then after a year, hey,
I love you. I love you. Let me get a little broccoli rabe, sausage on a roller, please. Don't hold the back of the balsamic vinegar, please.
Hey, paisan.
Hey, paisan.
So anyway, he goes to the Vatican. And shockingly, the Vatican is involved in a massive cover-up of crimes perpetrated by their own people.
Yes.
The most believable thing in the film. I'd be like, all right, I buy this. I'm the one around, you know.
Well, what about the whole opening of the film, which is on...
They want me as a murderer. The Vatican, yeah, we...
Why can't I just tell everyone I work for you? Because we don't exist! Oh, great. Thank you. All right.
The children I raped. Don't worry about it.
The actual opening, or the scene that's on in the background now, is the James Bond part of the film.
Oh, 00 Van Helsing.
Yeah, where he's giving them all the weapons and showing them off and all that shit. I mean, another original. original idea is to do a weapons demonstration.
And this is also when steampunk was starting to leak into the mainstream. It had done it very badly in the Wild Wild West.
Yes.
And it was also doing it badly in Van Helsing.
Which is another film we could cover here, which a lot of people seem to like.
What Wild Wild West?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think a younger generation liked that movie.
You know, but there's a difference between liking it and defending it.
Well, yeah.
There's a difference between saying I liked it and saying it was a good movie.
Well, I don't know if anyone that likes a bad film can really defend the movie. In a lot of instances, I think they can say, "Oh, I really like that." I think people can say, "I really enjoyed Van Helsing," but we'll tell you why you shouldn't like Van Helsing.
Right, but what I'm saying is I don't think the people that liked Wild Wild West are defending it. I think they're just saying, "Oh, I liked it." I've had people defend Van Helsing.
And this is not to insult anyone out there, but I don't know if a lot of people know how to defend a movie they like. I think no, really. I mean, we break movies down on this show, and we'll tell you exactly why it blows.
Now,
and
some might say we nitpick.
Yeah, we can do that, but
can I give you a nitpicky example of me nitpicking?
Sure.
Swinging from ropes.
Swinging from ropes.
How many times in this fucking movie do people swing on ropes?
Well, I'm looking at a scene right now.
There you go.
I'm looking at a scene right now. It's Kate Beckinsale's brother. He's swinging from a rope while they're being attacked by a werewolf.
Oh, what the fuck's up with that? Hang on a second. It's a posse, right?
Yes.
Tracking down a werewolf, right?
Yep.
They only brought one gun with silver bullets, and they gave it to the schmuck that's standing in front of they gave it to the bait.
And he drops it.
And it's a handgun. All the guys that have the long-range rifles, who said what silver bullets? They ain't that poor. They got the whole castle. They can afford to pass around some silver bullets.
Right.
What was it?
And they're like, oh, she's like, I'm watching the scene as we do the show. I'm watching it right now. She's like, oh, the gun with the bullets.
And they're doing the Matrix flips.
Oh yeah. Oh,
everybody's got the ability to do like these mega rope backflips.
Sure. When wire work is involved, you can do anything you want. When Steven Sommers is involved, you can do whatever you want.
Oh, no. Apparently,
so
Steven Sommers
bad.
Too. He's doing, and I can't get into it. He's doing films coming up that irritate me. I can't talk about it.
What's he doing? What's coming up for him?
He's doing Odd Thomas. I don't know if you ever read Odd Thomas.
I don't know. I never have.
Great Dean Koontz book, and he better not fuck that up because that's a great book. That's why it was a little off topic. I didn't want to get into
okay.
it. God damn it. They're doing the James Bond thing.
Yeah.
What's this? Oh, blah, 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 blah. It creates it's a light grenade. So it creates an explosion that's as bright as the sun. Says, I don't know what it's for though. Says, we're going to fight vampires, but I have no idea how a light grenade would come in handy. I can't even think of a reason. I'm going to bring it just in case, but
you never know when we're going to need this, for vampires and all.
But for the life of me, I can't think of a time where it might be handy.
Well, and what they're really trying to do is fool the audience into thinking they don't know that sunlight will kill vampires yet.
No, they knew that.
Well, of course they knew that.
They're
trying to work it in. It's just because they go. They go against the conventional things that kill, like vampires, like crosses and silver stakes and all shit like that. They go to great lengths to explain that this isn't going to kill Dracula.
But that happens later. In that scene, he's throwing garlic, holy water. He's bringing all that stuff with him.
No. Right. What I'm getting at is there's like, oh, we don't know what this might be used for. We're fighting vampires.
I think you're off base. I think what happened.
You think so?
No, I don't. Yeah, because they're not refuting anything else during that scene. So why would you suddenly say, "Oh, we had no idea"? They know that the daylight's supposed to kill a vampire. What I'm saying is, it's just like the absinthe bottle.
Yeah. You
have examples of very poor attempts at what you would call, in a craft sense, foreshadowing. When you mention it, and then later I've never seen the ocean. It must be beautiful. Well, she's going to die. I mean, somebody's getting buried at sea, folks. Come on. Line up because I'm taking bets right now. Really?
Yeah.
You really don't remember anything? I'm sure that's not going to be a plot point that comes up later.
Nah. I don't remember shit.
Yeah. And so it's very poor foreshadowing. He's bringing up the late grade 8 now and in a casual sense, so later on it can be, oh, we have this, and it doesn't work.
No, again, Stephen Sommers. That's really all you need to know when reviewing a film he's made. He just goes. It just seems like he goes through a lot of trouble to fuck up every movie he does.
But again, it's only after a certain point.
I can't believe they spent $160 million on this movie.
I mean, and then after the Mummy, what boggles the mind is that after the Mummy debacles,
right,
and they still gave him G.I. Joe.
Yeah, and they gave him just as big a budget too, and G.I. Joe, if you can believe it, I think looks worse than this movie.
Looks worse.
It's so cartoony. The CGI is so gummy.
That's a tie. Because G.I. Joe was trying to look bad in some ways. So
I don't know. I mean, the movement of the characters, you could. It just, they looked very rubbery and gummy. It just looks so bad.
Yeah,
so bad.
No, but you're right. After the Mummy, after Deep Rising the Mummy, it's just a string of debacles nonstop, and he's got his hands in the screenplay for all of them. Mm-hmm. You know, he's a screenwriter, and the screenplays right after the Mummy, because I like the Mummy screenplay. I think it's a good screenplay. I think it's a good story. Even part 2, I applauded like the whole idea that he like this later they're married and have a kid. Okay, I was like, shit, how often do you see that in these films? Usually it's, they broke up and the whole film is them trying to get back together again. He's like, nah, fuck it, they got a kid.
Well, in the third film, again, they didn't try and break that up. They just got different people.
Well, what's her name? What refused to play a mother? The one woman that played his wife.
Right.
Part 2 and part 3, she refused to come back. She said, I'm too young to play a mother.
She was a mother in the second film. What are you talking about?
An older son. He's
an
adult. Yeah,
because he's like 20. Yeah, I understand.
Right. She was like, I cannot play his mother. She wouldn't take it because of that. But
really? She didn't think she looked old enough?
I think she didn't want, as an actress, I don't think she wanted to play an older woman.
Okay, I could see that. Although Brendan Fraser, they went through no trouble to make him look older either. He looked like he did in The Mummy.
Yeah. He sounded weird, though.
That was weird. His voice was definitely weird.
Thank you. It's this weird kind of like he was trying to sound older, and it was like a kid, like a 10-year-old trying to sound like an adult. Mm-hmm. You know, it just didn't work. But we're off track.
Yeah, we are way off track.
We're off track. Vampire nipples.
There were none. I don't. You know, it's a PG-13 film. They've
got cleavage.
Well, here's
have breasts. There's
sure. There's definitely the shape. The outline is there.
You can grab a hold in there, and there's you can put what are those mountain climbing things? Platons.
Yeah,
you
sure.
You can rock climb off of this cleavage, but there's no nipples.
No, and let me tell you,
the breasts actually get smaller when they become vampire flying women too.
Yes, they do. This country, as far as censorship goes,
self-imposed.
Yeah.
Self-imposed.
Well, no, listen. If they knew they could get away with it, they might have done it, but they know that they could never get away with it.
Well, they could, but the MPA is a self-imposed regulation. It's not a government regulation. This isn't government.
I never said government.
Oh no, but I'm saying when you say censorship, it's self-censorship.
Yeah. That's where I'm going with it. This country is gotten to the point where you can't say anything or watch anything deemed inappropriate anymore.
You can. There's a lot of it. But
I'm talking about in most instances.
In instances.
Everyone's policing themselves. Everyone is made to feel guilty. If I said right now to you, Scott, that hat looks fucking stupid on you. Okay?
It does.
Well,
does.
If we weren't friends,
I feel your anger.
All right.
I feel your no. I'm going to steer you here. I feel your anger, but I think where you're going astray is that it's not our culture in total. We have tons of extremely unsavory forms of entertainment out there. Music, movie,
I agree.
books. It's the mainstream. It's the mass mainstream media that is censoring itself to the point because they,
I think what it all comes down to is advertisers.
Well, not even advertisers. As Ridley Scott complained when they wanted to slap an R on Aliens prequel,
which I just saw a trailer the other day. It is coming out as an R.
It is.
Yeah.
Good. Fuck them. It's all about, like you said, getting the widest audience possible, and that includes getting kids in the seats. And it really comes down to, it's not that they can't get away with it, it's that they can't get away with it with religious groups and with parents groups and with self-imposed censorship, getting the kids in the seat. It's not even about getting away with it, it's getting away with it with children. It's cigarettes advertising.
Yeah.
It's Joe Camel.
And just to think about Prometheus for one split second, I know it's off topic. I get this gut feeling that the whole we need to have a PG-13 it's just a lot of hype. I don't think they ever intended for a 13.
He did.
Because if you
Yeah, he did.
No, I don't know.
No, honestly,
you look at some of the scenes from the trailer and it's just like entire head helmet melting. I mean, I don't know if you're going to watch the film and and I think a lot of people are going to be surprised as they were really going for a 13 with this.
They're so used to getting what they want. These mainstream films, they really I don't even think it was the fact they got an R. I think when the MPA came out and told them what they had to cut,
right?
I guarantee they shot, because again, DVDs, they shoot whatever they want, and then later on the uncut version will come out in DVD.
Well, sure.
So they already had that. What they thought was going to be a PG-13 cut, or they submitted the full version, and then when they got their notes on what they should, what had to be cut or what was inexcusable, I guarantee it was broader than they expected. And they were like, "Well, we didn't plan on cutting that too."
Right. I don't know. You might be right.
Well, it's like Team America, where they have the puppet sex scene.
Yeah.
And they shot like 5 minutes of it. Said we only wanted 2, because 2's funny, so we did 5. And when they said cut it, we cut it down to 2. I was like, that's great. So that's what we wanted.
And the uncut, I don't care if they only wanted 2. It's fucking hilarious.
But yeah, but Scott, they're so used to just being passed through the fucking system. I guarantee when they cut what they wanted, they didn't go overboard and say cut down. So when MPA pretty much rejected them, they're like, well, but we didn't expect you to, nitpick that much.
Right. They're
so used to being mollycoddled by the system.
Okay.
And I think it's the massive move of the right that might be pushing that the Mormon-based it's Mormon-based MPA, right?
I don't want to say yes. I'm not sure, but it sounds right.
Kinda.
This film breaks one of my rules in the mouth opening larger than. Although when it's happening, they are vampires, but it's still in my. It looks so rubbery and fake. It just looks awful.
Did that bug you worse than the Italian accent? Be honest. It did, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah, it did.
I guarantee it. Like you're sitting home watching it again after a long time, and the Italian accent comes out and goes, "Oh," and then the wide mouth goes, "God damn it!" That's when you get loud.
Yeah. All right. Where should we move next?
Oh,
I mean, we could just really nitpick this all the way to the end. Everything from the bad dialogue to the shitty weapons to just
you got a railgun. I can't do that.
And what year is this supposed to take place? Is this 19th century? Is that what this is supposed to be? Early 20th century?
It's before chain-driven tricycles were.
Because in the beginning of the film, when they're talking about where he's going, they have a makeshift projector showing on the wall. It's like, this is where you're going, and the guy's got a crank. You can see him. He's like doing this. He's cranking it so that they could project these images on a wall.
Well, I tell you, I think a lot of this was Sommers was kind of, like half of it was okay. I want to do something like The Mummy,
right?
But I'm gonna do it like I'm gonna do it like a Batman sequel.
Okay.
Or I'm gonna just throw I'm not just gonna do the Frankenstein. I'm not just gonna do Wolfman. I'm just gonna throw them all in one film.
Okay.
Right. But at the same time, I think there's a part of him that was like, you know what? I can do Coppola. I can do Coppola. Coppola's got the camera in there. I got a camera. Coppola's got them like walking out, like, things on walls and ceilings. I got them running up and down on ceilings and, joking the whole time. Every monster in this film ends up on a ceiling or a wall at some point. Even the werewolves are climbing the walls with their backs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's true. I think he was trying to, in the back of his head, was like, yeah, Coppola, watch this. Even that opening sequence where Frankenstein's talking to Dracula, and every time he turns around, now he's walking on this wall. Now, you know what? There's the part at the end where the big climactic scene where they've got everything going with electricity, and they got Frankenstein strapped up there, and all the stuff's going on, and they do a quick cut on him. It's like a 4-second cut, and for no reason at all, he's standing at a 45-degree angle, and he's just like, just watch it. Just like it's like Sommers like, get him at an angle. We can't have him just standing there. He's got to be doing something Dracula-y.
Dracula-y.
Yeah, so he's just like, watch it.
Dracula-y.
That's my theory with the whole film thing. It's only in there because Coppola had it.
Okay, I'll agree with that.
And Coppola had a top hat.
Although he did give Dracula a ponytail.
I just wish he had played Renfield. Ponytail, yeah. Should have been Renfield instead of Igor, because then he wouldn't have had like 3 inches of fucking makeup on his face.
Yeah.
He couldn't even move his mouth. Why would you put that much makeup on a guy that already looks like that?
Yeah, you can really see through all that makeup.
He's already a really creepy kind of looking guy. He's a character actor. That's what he plays. He plays the creepy guy. And we need to put all this makeup on him. Why?
Well, why is it you do what you do to him?
Why? No.
No, you're right.
This
is actually the scene. It's on the screen right now.
Let me do it while it's on.
Well, hold on. I'm going to put the volume on.
No, I want to do it. The creature. Why do you torment him so?
It's what I do.
Remember, Igor.
It's what I do. Between that and Supergirl with it's just the way we are. It's like those little glimpses of reality in the films.
Anyway,
what I do.
It's what I do.
I remember when that happened too. I was like, how come this film hasn't been this kind of cool for the whole movie? There's even that part where Dracula, where she's like, I need a new wife now. Says, are you that cold? He's like, yes, I'm that cold. I am hollow inside, and I can't tell if he's going for humor or not.
You know what? I would say yes.
But I don't know if he's going I can't tell if he's going as far as, it's like there's that gauge where, okay, there's a difference between trying to inject humor into it and just not taking it seriously. And I'm not sure. It's kind of hard. It's
almost it's interpreted by whoever watches it. It's almost that type of scenario.
I do like the one part though where Van Helsing holds the cross up and he grabs it and it
melts in his hand.
And he's like, ah! We'll talk about that later. It's like that one part in the shadow I liked. Yeah,
I actually had that in the Bad Movie Day montage of all the films that were nominated, and I did excerpts from each one of the films, and I included that part from Van Helsing, just because I thought it was just funny.
It's like that was the one snippet of the shadow I like, where he's talking to Attila the Hun, and he's like, "You're a barbarian, you know." It's just, it's that comedic switch in tone,
right?
But I ran off a rail there.
It's okay. I'm just trying to figure out what else we could talk about.
Well, it rips off so many movies. It's ripping off Johnny Mnemonic. It's ripping off Aliens.
Sure.
All of a sudden,
the Matrix,
Dracula,
even. I mean, just
Dracula's a queen now. Is basically what it is.
Yeah, they also rip off the. You kill Dracula, you kill all of his minions.
That fucking weeds. Yeah.
Yeah, they rip that off too. I mean, how many times do you kill? If you kill the source, you kill all the hosts. You kill everything.
What about the ticking clock plot devices? Now, every film's got a kind of a ticking clock ticking clock plot device because you need something to move the plot along. But in this case, okay, she can't die before midnight this month. He's trying to get the Frankenstein monster to bring them back. We have to get there before that. We have to get there before that. We have to cure you before you become a werewolf. And it gets to the point where at the end we even have a ticking clock.
Yeah, right. It counts down to midnight before the full moon. Well, actually, there was always a full moon. Clouds parted. Whatever the fuck that showed. It just come. Are you kidding me? It's like this is the first time a cloud is parting at all in the night. It just, and there's the moon. I'm a werewolf now. Which, by the way, when he transforms into a goddamn werewolf, his skin rips off. I'm sorry. You don't have skin anymore. You just can't go in and out of werewolf by ripping skin off.
I read the rationale for that.
Please. Please.
Well, he didn't want to do it the old way, which again...
All right, fuck that.
Right. Which, again, nice homage. I don't want to do that way. His rationale was, it's the beast within coming out.
He rips his skin off. It falls off.
Suspension of disbelief, sir.
No.
I was wondering.
It's not like taking a shirt on it. No,
Well, if it's a human skin shirt.
Hugh Jackman left a bodysuit of skin on the ground and then just gets a new one?
I would have forgiven all that if at one point like the other guy had come over and like picked up like all the pieces of skin. Like, like there's no scene of someone like sweeping up Hugh Jackman.
And they weren't going for him looking very similar to Wolverine for a split second right before he became that werewolf.
Well, you got him. You got him with the shirt off. What else are you gonna do? You know?
I guess I don't know.
Come on. Now you just glossed over something I was going to talk about. You got the werewolf thing going. Oh, you're all over the place, sir.
I know. I'm sorry. That's what happens.
No, there's a lot to attack in the film.
Well, we were talking about what it ripped off, and the last thing I said was
and the ticking clock thing is like the only thing to move the plot along.
Right.
Is this whole we have to get here. Oh, we have to get the Frankenstein monster to the Vatican. So now we're racing again. Now, in the old days, westerns.
Westerns?
Westerns, yes, like
okay.
Bang Bang. You had.
Thank you for that. Bang Bang.
In case you're confused.
Well, like what kind of westerns? Are we talking John Wayne?
Talking.
Are we talking spaghetti?
Talking Western stuntmen. Back in the day where stunts were performed by men. One of the most dangerous stunts ever to do was
Triple Lindy?
I'm talking seriously here, man.
Are you now?
One of the most difficult stunts to do in a Western was where you had the team of horses and the stuntman would jump in between the horses up to the front.
Yes.
And when a stuntman did that, on the screen, it was cool and it was scary because it was real. When Hugh Jackman does it, supposedly, in CGI in Van Helsing, it looks goofy and sad because he hops on it like he's playing Frogger.
Yeah.
And that's the line for me. There were men who actually were crippled doing the stunt. And now here comes Hugh, like a CGI version of Hugh Jackman. And there's no magic left.
No. Well, again, it's Steven Sommers is involved. If he can get away with it in CGI without well, even if he can't get away with it doing it in CGI, he will. If he can be a lazy director, which for the most part he is,
I
think he's always been lazy. I think he's just gotten lazier through the years.
I like Deep Rise. No,
I did too. It was I remember going to see that in the theater with you.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of us that we went to go see it. We went to go see it at Lowe's over in Wayne.
It was you, Doug, and I.
Was Chris with us?
Sorry. No, it was
Chris,
you, me, and Doug.
I know he's in the chat room. Were you with us that night?
It was not. It was you, me, and Doug.
Was it just the three of us?
Yes. You know how I remember? Because halfway through the film, I suddenly developed a fever of like 104. And when we left, I was and I'm not even kidding, I was delirious with fever. I was fine walking into the film. By the end of it, came out, I was like, I can barely see straight. We couldn't find my car.
I remember. We were all the way up on the top. We were on the roof, right. I think.
I was so delirious with fever, I couldn't remember where I parked. And you guys didn't remember because I was going to remember it's my car. And so we're just wandering. I think I might have even dropped you off and parked first. I don't even remember. But so we spent a good, we spent a good 15 minutes, 20 minutes wandering around. I'm like dying. I was like, I need to get home and we can't, my car's gone. And it's bad.
I do remember.
But I mean, Deep Rising, again, you went into it like, all right, this is the same old stuff, and it's got some of the same old stuff.
Yeah.
But it really handled it in a fresh way. It was one of the first horror films to really utilize CGI with like the guy have his face melted away, the kind of stuff they do now, and you're like, oh, that old wheeze. Back then, it was like, oh shit, yeah, that's what CGI's for, man. Yeah, the face is right off. And you had the old wheeze with the gun with the one bullet left, but then like the guy goes to shoot him instead. It's like, damn it.
Well, yeah, and the whole film, I guess I would give something away if I went that direction. But the film was 15 years old at this point.
Yeah,
14 years old.
And it's not to say that there's not some cheesy CGI in the film.
Of course there is.
But it pulled it off. It was fun.
But Treat Williams, I mean, he's great. What now? I mean, come on. You don't get any better. He just... Or not what now. It was now what? Now what?
They were supposedly cliche characters at first, but then when they were introduced, they took on... had a bit more depth, right?
Yes.
Now we're in Van Helsing.
And, by the way...
Yeah?
The same character that plays Igor in the film is in Deep Rising.
Oh, he's in all his films. Yeah.
Well, right. He's like, you don't...
Oh, that's for the
audience.
Get
asthma. You just don't get asthma, right?
You just can't.
That's a girl from Ipanema.
Yeah. What's stuck in my head now? But
I'm sorry.
Like when the bad guy shoots at him, says, "What are you doing?" But yeah, you were saying that because of the audience, not me. You knew I knew. Mm-hmm. You threw me for a second. Now you go to Van Helsing. The characters are so cliche. So one-dimensional, so everything is all right. Dracula is going to lure them into a trap.
Yes.
Why are they surprised it's a trap? And why, after suffering through so much in this film, does the film decide, okay, not only am I going to give you a masquerade ball with freaky people, not only am I going to give you Dracula dancing with a girl in front of a mirror, wink, wink, I'm also going to give you Cirque du fucking Soleil.
And steampunk.
And swinging on more ropes.
And climbing and running around on a ceiling.
What up with that, yo?
If I could explain Stephen Sommers any better than I already have, that he's practically a hack.
I guarantee you this was... Yeah, I can almost tell you this is what happened. He walks into the thing. He's like, we did the Mummy. I want to do the Wolfman. It's like, really? I don't know. I mean, we're doing the Mummy sequel. It's like, I want to do the Wolfman and Dracula. Oh, really? So yeah, they did it back then. They did that stuff back then. And they're like, I don't know. I'll tell you what, James Bond meets Dracula, Van Helsing, right? He's got gadgets. He's got the sidekick with him. There's a hot chick. We'll get the chick from the Underworld movies. Same chick, same hot pants. We're good. It is the same girl, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes, I thought.
Yeah.
I thought I recognized that.
It's Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah, I thought I recognized that ass. Except this time it was leotards, not latex.
Sure, and of course she had to straddle his face with her vagina.
Well, because that's what you do in an action comedy. Yeah, because the leather conforms the buttocks differently than the spandex does, so it doesn't look like the same.
Yeah.
Sure. But yeah. So he's got to pitch that, and I can just see pitching more and more as it's got to be bigger than that. We'll put he's going to have there's like the sequel to Freaky Friday. There is a sequel, believe it or not, to Freaky Friday.
There is.
The son trades places with the father, and the son. Well, it was a book too first, so let's not get too crazy. It was no. It was a book.
All right. I won't shit on it.
And so the son, but the father's like a movie executive.
Right.
So the kid goes in and like, all right, you have to pitch the film you have, and kid has no idea. So he just starts throwing shit out there. He's like, and the shark flies down and attacks him with this and all this crazy shit. That's Stephen Sommers pitching this movie. I swear, he's got to be just there, like pulling shit out of his ass, and then later on going, I got to get that all in a film. Because there's no room left for a script. He's already promised Frankenstein. You can almost see, like just like the producers leaning in possibly and saying, you know, you could use, yeah. I mean, there's no car chases. How about swinging on ropes? Oh, I can do it.
Let's do it.
Why not? Why not? I don't know.
I don't know either. I just know that I disliked it. I just every time I see it, I hate it more and more.
You know what's nitpicky? The trivia in IMDb is god awfully boring.
It is. I did when you had IM'd me about it, and I went and looked, and it's like, wow. I guess there isn't enough trivia.
Oh,
not enough people disliked it enough.
The actor, little do they know, he got spider bites on his back during that death scene. I'm stymied. Now, even worse, out of curiosity, it's like, okay, period piece, let's go back and look at the goof section. Because you always have these people that have to point out that, for example, there was a chain-driven tricycle.
As a matter of fact, I thought I found some outtakes on YouTube. I didn't watch any of them, yeah.
Well, and I figured, let me look up and see if there's any anachronisms, like things that were invented beforehand. I think they mentioned the movie projector, which again, they're saying it's developed before it came out, so that's not a big deal. But when you're watching a film this bad, and then someone posts a goof that when Hugh Jackman as the werewolf attacks her, she's holding the syringe up over her head like this. So there's no way she could have stabbed him in the abdomen when he tackled. You're going to argue like CSI shit, like she couldn't have swung her arm that way to stab him with a syringe. When you have people off camera being like people on fire that run off camera, and then you can actually see the fire extinguisher plumes come back into the camera as they extinguish the guy off screen. You got people leaving scripts around on set, and you're complaining that she couldn't have had the angle down here at the right area. You've got Frankenstein with an operatic like accent.
Yeah, it's just like you would think he's about to sing opera.
And where did he learn this? Where did he learn to speak?
They don't explain any of that.
How do we? I mean, that's nitpicky, yeah. But when you have huge gaps in logic, and then people are saying, "Oh, how come the sun's rising when when it was the night before and they took her to the ocean?" So that's what is concerning you? I'm trying to figure out how they made it to the ocean without her rotting. Because it can't be half a day's journey to get to the ocean from like fucking mountaintop Romania.
Right.
It really can't. It can't be like a half a day journey.
It's not. It's probably 2-3 days.
And when you're
probably
criticizing,
a fucking week. If you really think about it, it's probably a week.
Yeah. And when people are criticizing, saying, well, back in that time period, the Vatican actually frowned upon cremation, so the monk wouldn't have allowed him to burn the body. Really? First of all, he's a friar. That's why he can bang the chick and swear.
Oh, yeah. And then he goes, I'm just a friar. I can swear. Damn it.
He's trying.
Fuck him. You know what? Fuck him.
No. That's Summer. Don't blame him. Blame the director. He did not write that dialogue. They made him say it. He's just working with what he's got.
Whatever.
David Wenham and Richard Roxburgh and even Hugh Jackman, they're working with what they got. They got paid a lot of money to do a lot of acting in a lot of shitty movie, and all they can do is try to make it work the best they can. This is what their whole career was built up for. I'm in a Hollywood film, and oh my God, does it suck?
Oh, excuse me.
I didn't mean to bore you.
It's okay.
I'm not sure if I missed anything from my recent rants on.
I have the bloopers up on one screen while we're recording on another screen, and even with the sound muted, the bloopers are terrible.
Like what?
It's like, for instance, you have Kate Beckinsale. She's like moving. She's on the ground and like moving backwards, and she trips over a rock or something, and she just starts laughing. It's like those are the type of bloopers that they have in this. They have the guy in the Frankenstein suit, like dancing. It's just complete unfunny, underwhelming bloopers.
Yeah.
Nothing good there at all.
I'm just double checking my Twitters here. When it comes to the war between vampires and werewolves, it's the audience that invariably loses. And this film, between this and Underworld, it really started the whole cavalcade of, oh, gee, another film where the vampires are battling the werewolves.
Yeah.
I mean, that shit got old when fucking what's her name was doing it in those supernatural romance novels. I can't remember her name. Your better half reads them.
What, the True Blood series?
No, before that.
Before that.
Oh,
you're.
You know what I'm talking about. I just don't remember the name. Somebody out there is screaming it. I can't hear you.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. The whole thing with Dracula. So Dracula was banished to the Fortress of Solitude,
right,
on the other side of a mirror.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Tomb Raider made more sense than this shit. Oh, so the mirror's a doorway for him. Oh, and now he lives in an ice castle, and there's no ice in the castle. I don't get that part where they say it's an ice castle, but then there's no ice.
I gave up on this movie years ago.
Well, yeah,
I rewatched it for the show, but
then we came back to it.
Yeah, we so did.
Oh, the worst part for David Wenham is when they actually make him wear a jester's costume during the ball. It's like, all right, he knows he's the comic relief. This is just like adding insult to injury. Man. I don't think I missed anything else. That was and they even stole the traveling map montage from Indiana Jones.
Yeah, they did. They so did. Do you want to read from the terrible game tonight?
I do not, sir.
Okay, good.
I think we spent too much time, and also I'm starting a new chapter, so I want to go like a page or two into it.
Fine.
So we need a show. What we need to do is figure out what we're reviewing next week.
Now we still have the option of doing Freaky Farley. I know that's going against what we're doing right now. We're doing the big blockbuster films, the big budget movies that people enjoy but really blow because we're in the beginning stages of writing the Moviesucktastic book. We can do Freaky Farley, or we can do another big budget film next week.
Well, what's in the box office this past weekend? What do we have? We had Avengers, Hunger Games. We did Hunger Games.
We did Hunger Games.
Happy about that. I'm gonna do a drive-in review of The Raven this weekend. That just opened up, right? Last weekend.
A couple of weeks. It's been out a couple of weeks.
A couple of weeks, so it's still fresh. I'm gonna do that review. That's gonna be a more topical review.
Okay.
Cabin in the Woods I'm doing as well. That's been out longer. That's been out like a month.
Right.
And I'm gonna do that as well because it's a double feature. Other than that, I mean...
Well, what I'm looking at now are big budget films, like all-time opening weekends type deal. I mean...
But something that's in the theater still.
You want to do something still in the theaters?
Yeah, I want to be more topical this summer. And then after the summer blockbuster thing is done, we'll move back to our obscure films.
Fine.
Or we'll go back and forth. I mean, do you want to do... I mean, is it too late to do Wrath of the Titans? Is that like old hat now?
Yeah, I mean, it's not in the top 10 anymore, but it's number 17.
What's coming out new this coming weekend? Tomorrow. What's opening tomorrow? We're recording Thursday night, May 9th.
10th.
Like I said. So tomorrow is the 11th of May.
Tomorrow is Dark Shadows.
Oh. They're showing Dark Shadows on screen 1, but I'm watching Cabin in the Woods. Fuck that.
Yeah, tomorrow's Dark Shadows. Next week is the Dictator. What to expect when you're expecting?
I'm not watching The Dictator.
I'm not watching what to expect when you're expecting because just watching this trailer, watching the trailer for that, the demographic that they're going for is me. They're trying to go for the father, someone who has a kid. It's like, oh, you've been through this, you've done this. Yeah, this is for you. We want you to go see this. Fuck you. I'm not going to see this movie. Jesus Christ. I'd rather change 1,000 poopy diapers than to see that fucking movie.
Tell you what.
And Battleship comes out the following week.
All right.
We got to do Battleship.
Oh, yeah, we're doing fucking Battleship. That's a no-brainer. Battleship, G.I. Joe 2, not even a debate. We're doing them. The only question is when.
Then the end of the month is Chernobyl Diaries, which is another found footage bullshit.
I just saw a trailer about that. Yes, it's the Blair Witch, but on 3 Mile or in Chernobyl.
In Chernobyl, yeah. There's radiation here and ghosts.
Why are they there with radiation?
I don't know. It just I don't know.
Why? It's the hills have eyes. It's really the hills have eyes in Chernobyl.
And the R's are backwards because that's how in the Russian language R's are backwards. It's just so stupid.
Well, no, it's not stupid. It's their culture, and I don't think you should make fun.
Yeah, but they don't have to. Whatever. And then Men in Black 3 and the month of May.
Tell you what, if you can see The Raven.
I can definitely see The Raven.
If you can see The Raven before next podcast, I'll record a Moviesucktastic drive-in review. Okay. But then we'll also talk about it in person. And if you can see Cabin in the Woods, we'll talk about that as well.
Cabin in the Woods, I might not be able to see.
But let's keep it up in the. What I'm saying is let's play it loose.
Okay.
Maybe we can squeeze. John Carter's been out a while. Maybe we can squeeze John Carter in.
Oh, I think we can do John Carter, sure.
But let's leave it open, and know what? And let's even leave it open for our listeners and viewers. If you guys, there's anything you want us to review that you want us to go out and see right away, that you're champing at the bit for us to do, let us know, and we'll bump it to the top of the list.
Yeah,
we'll take
sure.
requests. Definitely.
Definitely, sure.
But yeah, Van Helsing's not good.
No.
I think we should review The Lucky One.
And who would be lucky in that?
No one.
No one. All right, let's go ahead and end the show.
Yes, let us end the show.
Yes, please.
It's time to end the show.
All right, thank you for.
The end is near. And so I face that final curtain. Mamma mia!
Hey, gabagool. I like a little gabagool on my sandwich. I like it with a little mozzarella, a little olive oil, a little tomato, a little arugula. You know, you put the arugula on last. It's so much better. It's so tasty, so good.
You know, you slice the garlic so thin like it melts in your mouth.
It melts in your mouth. What you do is you take the garlic, you put it in a pan with a little olive oil, it melts. It melts. It's delicious.
Hey, Luigi.
Oh, Luigi, come over here. Come on and taste my pasta sauce over here. My ragu.
And you make sauce for macaroni?
Yeah, sure.
What movie's that?
What?
What movie's that? You make sauce? You know, for macaroni.
No, it's not. No, I don't.
That's Bronx Tale. Never mind.
Is it Bronx Tale?
Bronx Tale.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, I project. Only reason I know is because I projected it. I don't watch that stuff.
Someone is saying that we should review Think Like a Man.
Someone can go screw.
All right, thank you for joining us for episode 72 of Moviesucktastic.
Is it 72?
This is episode 72.
Okay.
You can go to our website and download all of our podcasts there. You can stream them there. You can go to iTunes and listen there as well. You can leave us reviews there, which we highly recommend you do. You can use Stitcher to listen to our shows. You can do that through your smartphone, iPad, any tablet, any Android-based system it works there. You can get that in your car. Some BMWs, Fords, and I think Chryslers have them. You can also email us at themovieguys@moviesucktastic.com. I'm sorry. You can leave us voicemail at 908-514-4470.
I think we should start pushing our YouTube channel.
Yes. YouTube.com/Moviesucktastic. I think that's what it is. Or if you just do a search for Moviesucktastic in YouTube, all of our shit comes up.
Yeah, we've got the old stuff up. We're putting some new stuff up. I'm going to be doing my drive-in movie reviews, where I'm going to record a review right from the drive-in process, from a lawn chair. I'm playing with that idea. Mm-hmm. I was going to take a desk with me, but that's too much hassle. I want to enjoy the film. I don't want to lug a desk out.
Yeah, the only way you can do that is if it's a light, cheap, rolling type desk. Something that
already nixed the idea.
Yeah,
already nixed the idea.
But anyway,
I'm going to be adding those videos to it. I I got my, occasionally I do a public reading of my written work when I do that. I post those videos as well, which Joey is kind enough to link to our YouTube channel as well.
Sure.
So we've got old stuff and new stuff coming out on YouTube, so check us out there. And if you like it, share it, because that's another way we can get people to the show.
Yep.
Our live stream, now, can we post our live stream shows on YouTube?
No, what I can do is I can take the raw video, because every time we do an episode, the video is saved to my computer.
Right.
And I could take the raw video and upload it.
All right, because if you want, you end up doing one of us can do that. We can edit that down.
Well, I would. I have them all. I have all the videos.
Fine, then you do it then.
Well,
and
I would upload the whole thing.
And I'm almost done with my edit of The Happening.
Oh, good! I can't wait to see it.
I've only got it down to half an hour.
I almost want to edit my own before I watch yours, because I know they're going to be different. I don't want to kind of repeat what you've done.
You've got time, because after I finish the half-hour version,
yeah,
I really want to try to squeeze it down to 10.
10 minutes?
Because I'm watching the half-hour version, it's almost done, and I'm thinking it's too long. There's really a lot in here I could trim. Wow. Just get it. It'll be a bit more kind of like, flashing images on the 10-minute one. But I really think there's a lot that they can do without. But I'm working on that.
Cool.
I got a lot of other stuff going on. And also, if you get a chance, go to www. Why did I even say that?
I don't know.
Just go to smichaelwilson.com. Check out my stuff. I'm a little behind on my posts there, but you can get links to my stuff. I've got books available on Amazon, on the Kindle, Barnes & Noble. I have Monster Rallies available on the Nook.
Very cool.
If you do a Google for S. Michael Wilson and maybe throw Monster Rally in there too. I don't know. But you can find my books a lot of places. Please pick them up. Support me and support the other publishers that have published my work, because they're awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm turning in.
Too. I'm turning into something.
Werewolf? Gonna rip your skin off like a suit?
Yeah. and then John Travolta tore his skin off and
masturbated all over it. All right. Anyway. Well, that's it for this week's episode. We hope you join us next week live every Thursday at 8:00
ish.
Today was terrible.
Technical difficulties.
2-hour commute. 20-minute drive took 2 hours today.
And then technical difficulties. So between 8 and 9 on Thursday.
It's 8:15. We're always up by 8:15.
We started at 8:30 today.
Because of 2 hours of goddamn traffic.
So between 8 and 8:30, we're going to be up on the show.
I usually have a pre-show going. I haven't had one for the last 3-4 weeks, but whatever, regardless of that.
And if you show up...
I'm tired. We got to end this. This is going to go off forever.
Do you have the music playing?
Of course!
We should stop.
We're in soft music.
Joey.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Joey. Calm blue ocean, Joey.
All right. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, words of wisdom?
Sure.
If a Hollywood Jew asks you to toss a salad, say no.
I don't know what people are going to do with that, but...
I'm quoting John Travolta almost technically. So, it's not me. I'm kind of,
All right, music's ending. Goodbye.
Bye.